ask me to describe to you the perfect adventure watch, I'd probably tell you about some form of G-Shock, right? I mean, they're very robust, they're incredibly durable, they're very functional, and at risk of sounding disrespectful, they're kind of disposable, right? I mean, if you do find a way to break a G-Shock, or if you happen to lose one in the wilderness, most of the time you're only going to be out about $100. Now, if you were to ask me about my favorite perfect non-disposable adventure watch, I'd probably describe to you my Rolex Explorer 2 16570. And it's because, it's a little bit more versatile than a G-Shock. It's a little bit more sleek and slender, a little bit more sophisticated, so you can wear it out and about on, a multitude of different occasions. It's still very robust. It's still very functional with the date and the true GMT complication. Threaded crown, at least a 100 meter water resistance rating with that oyster case. And I mean, it's just an awesome, awesome watch. The issue with that choice is that it's very, very not disposable. Like, it's very expensive, and you wouldn't really want to be bouncing it up against rocks here and there. So there has to be something in the middle. And today I'm going to describe to you what I think is the perfect, affordable, non-disposable adventure watch of 2024. It is 1:43 p.m. Let's get down to business. In a world where watches are either, overpriced status symbols or just kind of throwaway disposable junk, the Hamilton Khaki Field Expedition strikes a perfect balance. It's rugged, reliable, robust, and resilient, and it's actually quite nice to look at. But perhaps the best part about this watch is that the price tag isn't bloated. In fact, I already made a pretty bold claim about this watch that I have on my wrist right now. This is the best affordable adventure watch of 2024, and here's why. This watch is purpose-built for function and not necessarily for flexing. A lot of people that buy the Rolex Explorer series of watches or the Explorer 2s, they're not going spelunking. They're not going out and about to scrape it up against rock faces and cliffs. But the Hamilton Khaki Field Expedition somehow focuses on the things that matter, like functionality and affordability. Whether you're hiking, camping, going outside for a walk, or wearing it in the office, this Hamilton somehow finds a way to do it all, again, without that hefty price tag. This watch has got a 41mm stainless steel case, a 50mm lug-to-lug, and a thickness of 12.7mm. This watch also finds a way in very Hamilton fashion to lay incredibly flat on the wrist, so you're not sacrificing wearability for this supreme functionality. Now, I know what you're thinking, why would I choose this Hamilton over any other Hamilton field watch? Well, I think this Expedition series has solved a problem that I've been complaining about pretty much since I started watch collecting. Hamiltons have terrible water resistance ratings. Finally, we have a Hamilton Khaki Field watch with a threaded crown and a 100 meter water resistance rating. Praise God. They finally did it. Now, this watch has very oversized Arabics, making for an incredibly easy and legible time-telling experience, and I really like the faux patination on the handset and on the indexes, although I understand some people don't really like that. Now, what I will say is with this white dial variant, that faux patination offers some really nice contrast, and it just is kind of more pleasing to the eye. Now, for the newcomers to the watch collecting world, I would say escape now while you can, because this is a life-sucking, soul-crushing hobby that will make you broke. But you might be asking yourself what the hubbub is about Hamilton field watches, and the truth is, it's because Hamilton is field watches. When it comes to history and heritage in the field watch genre, there's really no one else other than Hamilton. And in my opinion, with this Expedition series, you're getting the best iteration yet. Now, this watch does have that Hamilton H10 movement with that crazy 80-hour power reserve. Now, this is based off an ETA C07611, so it is a modified ETA essentially, and that makes sense because ETA is Swatch Group and Hamilton is Swatch Group, so they're all kind of intermingled. But the truth is, this isn't such a sophisticated movement that you'd be worried, banging it up against something. It's actually a very robust automatic movement. Only has a 21,600 VPH sweep, so it's not like it's super duper smooth. Be very gentle. No, this is for big boys. This watch is for big boys that like to do big boy things. Like, well, I mean, I just sit here in my office yelling into the camera, but I'm sure dudes out there are like climbing rocks and shit. Who knows? But if you're into that, this is the watch to do it with, for sure. And I know what you're thinking, like, why am I even comparing this watch to a Rolex Explorer 2? Rolex Explorer 2, like the 16570, so this is the 40mm one. Still, the average price of those is around $10,000. This, just under $700 brand new. And I get it, the Explorer 2 is a GMT, this one, literally just time telling. But you are getting some added functionality with that compass bezel, which is bi-directional. You are getting an insane power reserve, and there is something to be said about a watch that's kind of bare bones without all the bells and whistles that just works. So when it comes to affordable adventure time telling, you don't need to get a super duper cheap kind of throwaway watch. But you also don't need to go to the other extreme. You don't need to break the bank buying a Rolex Explorer. There are a bunch of awesome watches in that middle ground, and honestly, I think you can't do much better than a Hamilton Field watch. And in my opinion, the Hamilton Khaki Field Expedition is the best version of it. And again, I'm here filming in a polo, I'm wearing khakis, and I have this Khaki Field Expedition on the wrist, but even when I go put on my cargo pants and my hiking boots and maybe, you know, a hoodie and I go camping, this watch would still feel right at home. It's not something like a G-Shock where it's kind of robust and I wouldn't wear it in the office, but it's also not something so delicate and simple that I wouldn't want to take out in the field. Now, I have a soft spot in my heart for Hamilton Field watches. The first automatic watch I've ever owned was a Hamilton Field watch. This was a gift from my dad, and I absolutely love their watches. I think, you know, when you think quintessential field watch, you gotta think Hamilton. Now, as I've progressed in life and in my watch collecting journey, I've realized that it's a huge missed opportunity not putting threaded crowns on the Hamilton Field watches, because the truth is, when I go camping, oftentimes we're around a body of water. Maybe I want to go jump in the lake. Maybe I want to go swimming. Maybe where I'm at is snowy and rainy. And the truth is, I've been on enough watch forum threads to see people complaining about their Hamiltons fogging up in humidity that whenever I go out, I just choose something else. I just choose an Alpinist, or I choose a G-Shock, or I choose my Rolex Explorer 2. And the truth is, this Expedition series has been such a godsend for Hamilton. I think now, you know, this might be the watch to choose. This might be the watch to pick up because you're not going to break the bank. You can still beat it up. You can still wear it at work the next day. And it's just an awesome piece of field watch history. But let me know what you think, guys. I know not everybody is as gaga over field watches as I am, but I absolutely love this genre of watch because I think it's very versatile and I think it's very fun. And again, there's such a rich history of field watches within Hamilton's catalog. So let me know what you think. Leave that comment. I learned from you just as much as you learned from me, and I will catch you on the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.